opportunity for us to have something to talk about. So I'm gonna send you that link to whoever wants it. But it was a really, really, really good mindset video on how to see things. Like for example, it's too hot here. Yeah, but you know what? We're not dealing with a hurricane, so we're blessed. Thank God there's no wildfires going on right now. So there's so many things to take a look at things, right? So I'll send you that link because it was really powerful, man. It got me going. It got me, enjoying every little thing about that day.
It's funny you say that, Arlen. So I'm not going to say any names. I get a call, right?
Hmm.
And the person tells me, Alfred, I don't know how you're doing real estate. The business is bad.
Hmm.
And I said, uh, what's bad with the business, or what's bad with your symptoms? I go, you have symptoms. Did you know that? You suffer from EPS. He's like, EPS. I said, yes, empty pipeline syndrome. You're not talking to enough people, buddy. I said, so it's not the business that's bad. It's your pipeline. You're not talking to enough leads. You're not getting enough opportunities right now. And what's the cure for that, guys? The cure is very simple. We have sources that I'm sure Arlen didn't have 10, 20 years ago, which is you got a title reps now that are offering you guys seller leads in many different ways. What's one of those ways? And it's been around for 20 plus years, it expires. They can now get you a farm area. They can now get you a farm area specifically and tailored to your clients, depending on who do you want to talk to every day, right? You have the choice to talk to who do you want to talk to. Do you want to deal with absentee owners? Do you want to deal with divorce cases? Do you want to deal with probates? Literally everything's at the tip of your fingertips. Everything. All you need to
Hmm.
do is ask. Number two, it's free. It doesn't cost you anything. But then again, when sometimes things are free, like my old school friend, my friend and me used to say, when you don't pay attention, right? Because you're not paying for it. That's why you don't take advantage of it. But I guarantee you're paying for it. You're gonna pay attention to those lead sources. Another thing that what's going on is a lot of the times we don't have a call to action of what's going on in our pipeline. How do we follow up? Do I just follow up and say, hey, are you ready to sell? A lot of those things that are unknown, right? And the whole purpose of this call right here is number one, it's scripts and role play. What does that technically mean? You can come in here right now, and I know Miguel, I know you got some objections to throw at us today for sure. Freddie, I can say you do too as well, because I've been talking to you guys both in the last 24 hours. You guys should be the first ones raising your hand and saying, Alfred, I'm going to go meet with the client. How do I deal with this client? Or what do I say if they give me this objection? But before we even go into that, as agents, we get so caught up trying to handle things when in reality, those objections are not even objections, they're complaints from the client. They're literally complaints. And how do you know which one's a complaint? How do you know which one's an objection? And how do you know which one's a condition? I'll give you an example. A condition is, hey, Arlen, we're going to go ahead and list with the same agent. That's my mother in law's brother, right? Blood is thicker than water. There is a way to handle that. Hey, would you be open to co listing? That would be the best way. Now, that is a condition, that's not an objection. An objection is there's a hurricane in Florida. I'm going to see what happens and wait. Maybe the houses will go down after I sell mine. That is an objection. They're throwing an objection. They're putting time in front of the equation, right? They're waiting to see what happens after this hurricane. They're waiting to see what happens after the election. And let me tell you guys, it doesn't matter what's going to happen after this hurricane, because tomorrow the aliens are coming, and then somebody's going to be a president. Then what? When is going to be the perfect time? So you need to find out exactly where is this client's at all times by asking the right questions. Now, you got to remember, it's our job to follow up. If you're not following up and not making to follow up, you making all these calls doesn't even matter anyways. and you have to have a CRM. Without the CRM and you have sticky notes in your office or you have this fancy notepads like I have, you still have to have a system following up on that lead. I showed you guys yesterday my KV core, aka Bolt Trail. It showed you that system follow up with that expired or it was a it was a cancel. Freddie, your mic is hot, Freddie. It follow up with that expired, and I have a listing appointment next Monday on a potential flip in Hawaiian Gardens. So a lot of those things that we talk about here, guys, don't take them for granted. Don't take these calls for granted. Because remember, we're taking an hour away from your time that you could be prospecting, you could be following up, you could be with your kids, you could be at the gym, or you could be at the beach having a sandwich. Who knows? But take advantage of these calls and unmute yourself if you want to discuss an objection, a concern, you're going to be calling somebody and you don't know. Anybody have anything they want to share?
Alfred, I forgot. Yesterday, it was like, as you saw, my first official full day of calling or giving it more to the calling. And I referred two people to Hilda in the mortgage area so we can proceed.
Wow. So you're telling me phone call and making calls work?
Well, hopefully it will.
Working works, but
Yes.
the way you talk to yourself is very, very powerful. I'm sorry, I can't see your name on the screen, but
Yeah.
you can't, you have to have faith, like it's gonna, so you have to be, we have a thing in Keller Williams that we go from E to P, right? And you have to be purposeful with it because no one's going to pay you just to make calls. Nobody's going to pay you just to make calls. You're not a call center. But if you say, instead of I'm going to prospect for 3 hours, I'm going to call for 3 hours, I am going to make an appointment.
Yeah.
So now you have a purpose to it. So hopefully it will. You're already putting doubt into it. Yes, it will. I'm gonna make an appointment. I'm gonna talk to 10 sellers.
I was referring to the two that I referred to the mortgage area.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, okay.
Hopefully they'll qualify.
Good.
Hopefully they'll qualify. And the one that one of them actually, she wasn't even thinking of being qualified, or she wasn't thinking in that respect until I started asking her about her renting and paying the mortgage for her landlord and so on and so forth. And she says, you have a point. Yeah, go ahead and refer me to someone that, can help me with that. And so that's where she's going to end up.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. So you went into there's a thing called four quadrants, right? You went into her pressure, thing of hey, paying. You're paying somebody. You already have a mortgage, which is true. Anybody that's out there renting, you already have a mortgage, just is that it's not yours. You're already paying an investment, it's just not yours.
Right. Yeah.
So absolutely,
that's that.
That's a really old school way to talk to people, and it works every single time because no one sees it that way. Until somebody brings it up to light, you're like, shoot, you're right.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
yeah. So I'm happy. It was an afternoon basically on the phone, and today should be another good day.
Amazing, for sure. It's going to be a great day today.
So today we're booking another appointment.
I'm shooting for 2 more. We'll see.
There you go. Hey, 10x everything you do, Maria. 10x everything you do. Awesome, Maria. Thanks for sharing. Anybody else got anything going on? I do see a couple people here that should be unmuting themselves.
Alfred.
Go ahead, Justino.
Remember, we have those clients, Celestino and Juanita.
Yeah, what about them?
I think so. That's gonna put those are good leads. So remember, you're gonna do the paperwork.
That's already done, my friend.
There you go.
Don't let that make you lose sleep. I already told you that was gonna take me 5 minutes to do. That's nothing. We gotta get new business. Whatever happened yesterday doesn't matter today. Just like Maria said, she booked 2 appointments yesterday with the lender. She's going to get another 2 today.
That's true.
So don't think about what you already have in your pipeline because it's not enough. I'll tell you that, my friend. Things can go south. Don't bank on those people. Those people don't even exist. They're just
Gotcha.
nurtures right now. They're nurtures. That's all they are. You keep nurturing them. You bring them back in the office, and then we'll see if it's going to happen or not. And
There you go.
to be transparent with you, I don't think it might happen based on everything we talked about. So
Yep.
I would say keep on showing up to the office, keep on prospecting. Let's get some new business, Justina. But thank you. I
No
do see
problem.
Freddie. Freddie, you here, Freddie? Where's Freddie at? From Freddie, if he doesn't answer, I'm gonna go back to Miguel. Miguel, I know you had a couple questions. I know you're going to an appointment today. I believe somewhere in Anaheim or somewhere like that, right, Miguel?
Yes. Anaheim
And
at 2 o'clock.
what is your objections, Miguel?
Um, the one I was having a hard time is a different one. But this one, it's just the guy wants more than what he listed it for. I mean, he's asking for too much. I think you already gave me a great idea
Tell
to
me
challenge
more
his
about that.
objection about instead of asking him if he would be willing to pay for an appraisal, so he knows not from so from the source that actually decides on how much is worth than hearing it from me, like, so he doesn't think that I'm trying to sell him. I think that's a great idea that it comes from the source. Um, yeah. So asking him to pay for an appraisal, or if he'd be willing to pay for an appraisal, so he knows for sure what 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 it could be worth.
Do you know why he wants to sell?
No, but it's his daughter's house. And I'm talking to the father who's kind of helping the daughter. Yeah. See, that's another question I forgot to ask.
Yeah, so a lot of the times, once again, what happens, Miguel, is we get so caught up trying to handle, oh, he wants more money than the property's worth, right? That we forget to ask the very important questions like, what's his name?
His name is Adrian.
So Adrian, is he the decision maker or the daughter?
I'm sure it's him, because it's him. Because he told me I could talk to him when I was trying to ask for his daughter Patricia.
Okay. A lot of the times what happens is if you're not meeting with the decision makers, I would invite them. Hey, Mr. Adrian, I would love to meet with you and your daughter to make the best of our time. That way, if she has her own questions, I can ask them in front of you. Right? Because now you're gonna go meet with somebody who's not even on title. You're gonna give him your information, and he's gonna deliver it a different way than you are. Does it make sense?
Yes.
So I would still go to the appointment, but for the future, everyone here, whenever you're going to an appointment, number one, you need to ask for a prelim. You want a prelim from your title person so that you know you're meeting with a decision maker, then there's nothing wrong with the property, right? As far as liens or anything like that, you want to meet with the decision makers because now you're gonna have to probably drive again there because he's gonna go tell his daughter, "Hey, I met with Miguel. He's a great agent. Miguel, my daughter wants to meet with you. Can you go ahead and regurgitate everything you just told me to her?" And now you're explaining yourself twice, right?
Yes.
And I get it. We get excited, right? When you're making calls, Arlen's making calls, and somebody says, "Yeah, I want to sell." Oh my God, we all go into like, what is he gonna say next? He said he raised his hand. He wants to sell. Now you go into let me handle his objection instead of just having a regular conversation, right? So it's just very important to slow down. He raised his hand. He wants to sell. He wants to meet. Now, what is the purpose of the meeting? It's the question, right? When you come over, Miguel, are you bringing your contract with you?
No.
Why not?
Well, he did tell me he didn't want to sign anything. That
Okay, of somebody tells me, Alfred, I'm not gonna sign anything with you. I agree with you, sir. I wouldn't want you to sign anything that doesn't have any financial benefits for you and your family. Right? If somebody says, I'm not signing anything, hey, I agree with you. I totally get it. I understand. I wouldn't sign anything if it doesn't make any financial sense for me and my family. That's it. You know how many appointments I go to and tell me they're not going to sign, and I get them to sign?
Yeah.
So now you have to start asking yourself, Miguel, am I going to an appointment or am I going to preview somebody's house? Because it's two different things, buddy.
Yeah, it
Now
sounds
I
like
get
I'm
it.
going to be.
Now I get it. It feels good, right? It feels good. Like, oh, I'm looking forward to meeting this guy, right? I know the feeling. But now you have to ask yourself, am I wasting my time driving all the way to Anaheim at 2 o'clock during traffic for 2 hours? So a lot of the times, guys, we have to really dig in deep and ask seven levels deep questions like, all right, Mr. Adrian, so tell me, why is your daughter selling? What's important for her to sell this house? If she's selling, is she going to be buying? And when she buys, where is she buying? Right? You got to ask those questions because if he says, "Oh, she's just testing the market," I'm not testing anything. Remember, Miguel, your time is priceless. You're going to spend money on photos, driving over there, and they're just testing the market, wanting $2 million for a house that's worth $1 million. They're totally wasting your time. And now you're dealing with tire kickers instead of dealing with people that really need your help. So my suggestion is work on fact finding a little more before you go to the appointment, because I get it, as sometimes as agents, we are so scared, like, oh my God, he's going to tell me something that I don't know how to respond. So let me go ahead and book the appointment, when in reality it's not an appointment. It's a preview to the property. Right, Arlen? I see you shaking your head.
Absolutely, man. You got to categorize appointments. Is it Miguel?
Yeah.
And yeah, and know that, well, let me ask you, are you better off? Because it's going to take you, I don't know where you live, but I'm assuming it's going to take you maybe, close to an hour to get there, close to an hour to get back, or let's say 30 minutes. So that's an hour plus another hour being with them. So like 2, 3 hours is going to take up your time. Do you think it's more, is your time more valuable meeting with this person in those conditions or continue prospecting?
Um, I've that's a good question. I'd probably meet with them only because to get through the experience, or how Alfred kind of says it all the time, get uncomfortable and just practice.
Okay. So if I may suggest, you're better off practicing here, practicing with people in your office than practicing on a client.
True.
You don't ever want to practice on a client.
Very true.
Yeah, so that's what we have. If there's nothing going on with scripts and role playing, we have this here, that can turn into a script and role playing and so forth. But definitely never practice on a client. And my suggestion to you would be, this is a conversation you can have with someone over the phone. Like, hey, you know what? Make a Zoom meeting. You know what? I understand, but I still would love for us to put a face to the voice. So why don't we meet via Zoom? There might be someone a little bit older. Well, then let me mail you an evaluation. I mean, at this point, it's like, if you don't feel they're not going to sign, then don't go. But like Alfred said, if I will go, there's no way I'm not bringing a contract with me, because I will do everything that I possibly can to make sure that that we go through that. Because a lot of people will tell you they're ready to go, but they'll tell you no. So I do like your spirit of like, hey, I just kind of want to go. because something's telling you to go. And that something could be maybe something in the conversation, a tone, somewhere, somehow, it made you believe that maybe something can happen out of this. But you have to be fully prepared if it does. Because picture if you go to the appointment, you're saying you're not taking the contract with you. He connects with you. He likes you. Everything you said makes sense. He says, you know what? You're absolutely right. Let's put the property for sale. I'll come back tomorrow with the contract. Or you know what I mean? Like be fully prepared, have everything with you. As a matter of fact, my briefcase, I carry 2 blank listen agreements and 2 blank offers with me. Because I would never go to an appointment just to go to an appointment or show a house just to show a house. Something has to happen.
Yeah, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, if he wants to move forward, I'm gonna get home right away and send him send it through DocuSign.
Yeah. So have it ready. You know what I would even do? I would even email it to him. You know what? I'm gonna DocuSign you what the listing agreement looks like. I want you to review it, just go through it, and if you have any questions on that, I'll answer that too.
Okay.
Send to him already. You have to assume the closing.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
say on our morning call, Arlen, they say that salespeople kill the sale.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we mess up with what's coming for us.
Yes.
Because like Arlen said, we're not prepared, right? We're prepared with our marketing. We're not prepared sending the agreement so they can at least take a look at it before you get there and maybe ask you questions and say, hey, Miguel, what's this C2 page 1 out of 7? What does C2 mean? Right? What does this compensation mean? And if you're not ready, it's they're gonna find out real quick. Remember, this is the biggest purchase of their life, right? Why would they give it to somebody who's not gonna be a professional? It's like think about it like this: you're gonna go get heart surgery. Do you want to go to a kid that just graduated medical school at USC, or are you gonna go to a surgeon that's been doing it for 30 years? Imagine that. You're gonna go to sleep. You don't even know if you're gonna wake up. Who are you gonna trust more? The person that's been doing it for a long time, professional, ready to go, or the guy when you show up, he doesn't even have his tools ready, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a big thing, brother. We agents take those for granted because we do it so much every day. It becomes normal for us. I already know what's going to happen. We're going to show up. I'm going to pull out my beautiful PDF. I'm going to walk them through the sales process. I'm going to tell them what's going to happen next. Tell them I'm going to get a multiple out. To you, all that is normal because you do it every day. But to that person, they've probably been in that property 30 years. They haven't sold. It's all nerve. They're nervous. They're uncertain. They don't know if they should trust you. How do they know you're not a fraud? How do they know that you're a good negotiator? All that stuff is going through their head. So your job is to put the client at ease and be that professional that you are. Because your license does not say realtor on it. Does everybody in this car know what your real estate license says? And if you don't know, you better go check your license if you don't know what it says. But it does not say realtor.
Agent.
It does not say agent either.
Salesperson.
It says salesperson. You got that, Maria? Where is she
Yes,
at?
yes.
It's salesperson. So what does that mean? I'm a salesperson. That means you've been licensed by the state of California, and they did a full throttle background check to say Maria has the right to sell houses, not weed, in the state of California. Right? You have the right to help somebody through a sale of a transaction. So that is very important to know that, Miguel. And I'm super glad we're having this conversation because I know it's been on your mind all week. Right? Here's another thing that I would do. I would if somebody tells you guys, and I got this in the last 24 hours, right? Because I deal with a lot of expires. Hey, take me off your list. Who here knows how to answer that? If somebody was to say, hey, Benjamin, take me off your list, what would you tell that guy or her or that female or that male? Hey, take me off your list, Arlen. Does anybody know how to handle that objection? If not, you're in the right room. We're going to help you how to answer it. Anybody want to take a shot? No? All right. I guess so. Guys, I know you guys get this. I know Ben, you get it. I know Arlen, you get it. I know some of you guys get it. When somebody says, take me off your list, say, got it. Which list would you like me to take you off? Getting your home sold list or still being on the market list? Which list would you like me to take you off of? I'll repeat it again, Benjamin. Here we go. If somebody says, hey, take me off your list, right? Because they're getting bombarded with phone calls, text messages, emails. If somebody tells you guys, hey, take me off your list, say, hey, okay, got it. I'll take you off the list. Which list would you like me to take you off of? Getting your home sold list or still having your home on the market list? Which list would you like me to take you off of? Now, you might be thinking, Alfred, that doesn't make any sense. But think about that for a little bit. Grant Cardone deals with it all the time. They would, take me off your list. Absolutely. Would you like me to take you off the millionaire list or the billionaire list? Which list you want to get removed from? He's just handling that objection. It might not make sense to you, but think about it. If you tell somebody, I'm going to go ahead and take you off of getting your home sold, right? The property didn't sell. You're trying to contact them and they're telling you to get them off that list. You're just reaffirming them. Yeah, what list would you like me to remove you from? And there's a little bit of sense of humor there if you got it. If not, it might be a little confusing for you, but not everybody's going to use that. But I thought about it for a little bit because it didn't make sense to me in the beginning, but now I'm willing to use it, right? Like that program Bold says, you got to be bold or you're going to be broke.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to be willing to kill the deal, and maybe when the deal wasn't even there yet. A lot of the times we don't want to say something because we're like, oh my God, if I say this, I'm going to upset them. Well, you never had a deal in the first place, so what are you going to lose? Right? And those are the way and how you handle objections when you're making these calls. And I know there's a few people here, like Yuri's new, Rebecca, I think she's new to the calls. Maria, she's new to the calls. Georgina is new to her calls. I see a name here, Peter. I see Peter and Vanda. Vanda, how are you guys?
Doing well, man. Doing well.
Peter, what do you do for a living?
I work in a hospital.
Oh, and who do you deal with, Peter?
I deal with patients and nurses.
Got it. And I'm assuming you're trying to get into real estate?
I am.
Okay. And who are you contacting when you're dealing with real estate? Who's your client?
My circle of friends or my circle of influences.
Got it. And Peter, when you have the time to do that, what actually are you doing, or what are you hearing from your clients or your circle of influence that's keeping them from moving forward with you and purchasing a property?
Well, some of them are waiting on the market to get better. Some of them are already working with other agents. Some of them are not looking at the moment. So just a whole bunch of different things.
So, Peter, let me ask you this question. When one of your friends, a good friend of yours, tells you, I'm working with another agent, how does that make you feel?
Well, I feel like I could do a better job than that, or I would like to think that I could do a better job than the other agent, and I could have a better connection with that friend of mine, or with that individual.
Do you feel like sometimes they're not doing business with you because maybe that's how you show up in your personal life?
Maybe, yeah, maybe.
A lot of the times our own clients don't show up in our business because it's the way we are, right? If you
Yeah.
have if you're calling your circle of influence and you're just calling them to say, hey, I'm just calling you to see if you want to buy. If you're just calling them to let them know that you want to buy, you're gonna sound like everybody else trying to sell them something. So when you call them, you gotta provide value to them. Hey, how's the family? How's everything going? Have you ever thought about investing? Stuff like that. But if you're just calling them just to try to sell them something, they're not going to go with you. You're not bringing enough value to them, Peter. That's why they're not moving forward with you.
Well, I think one of the objections I'm having too is a lot of the people I've been getting in contact with are some of the people I haven't talked to in years. Like it's like been like 5, 10 years, and all of a sudden I'm hitting them up and saying hi. So it's a little bit odd, getting a call or some type of connection with them. And I feel the same
Absolutely.
way.
Well, why don't you start off with an apology? Hey, Peter, I'm sorry I haven't called you in a long time. I've been so busy with real estate and it's going very well, and that is the reason for my call. Do you have 10 minutes I can, did I catch you at a bad time? That's how, see, so you're creating your own objection before you even make the call. Does it make sense?
Hmm.
Because like you said, just the way you show up in your personal life, your business, don't be surprised if it shows up in your business life.
Absolutely.
Right, Peter?
Right, right.
I got your wheels thinking, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like Arlen said, like you have to be willing to just humble yourself and call them, hey, Arlen, I'm sorry I haven't talked to you. It's been such a long time. Arlen, that's the reason for my call, and I thought about you. I just wanted to check in with you, see how things are going, and I apologize I didn't reach out to you sooner. Do you have a couple minutes to let you know what I got going on that it might interest you? Most likely, Arlen's gonna be like, hell yeah, man. Hey, thanks for calling me. What are you working on? And then, boom, the whole you not calling them 2, 3, 5 years ago goes out the window. But you're creating your own objection right there, Peter. You're not even making the call, and
Sometimes,
you're
sorry, Alfred. Sometimes it's also the stories we tell ourselves, Peter. You're probably thinking, "Oh my God, they're gonna think that I'm just strictly calling just because of one business." And yes, they will think that if that is the way you come across. Like for example, let's say I'm Peter and I'm calling Alfred and I haven't talked to Alfred in 10 years, and I'd be like, "Hey Alfred, how you doing? Man, I'm so lucky you still have the same number because I'm still able to connect with you." And the reason I'm calling you is because I've been so busy for the past 10 years in my career and so forth that I was looking for ways to just have a little bit more time to enjoy life and connect with the people that matter to me. So, guess what I did, Alfred?
mm-hmm.
I went out and I got my real estate license. And I'm loving it. I'm having more freedom. I'm having a little more time to connect with people like you again. But now that I have you on the line, Alfred, I've committed myself to helping 10 family before the year ends. And I know for a fact that the best way that can make that happen, especially early in my career, is with the help of those that care for me. So, Alfred, do you have a minute to talk about real estate?
Absolutely.
And that's it. So if you put too much thought into it, Peter, you're gonna be like, oh my God, I haven't talked to him in 10 years. Now I'm gonna ask him for business. If that's the straight you go to, absolutely, 100%. I'd be like, dude, I haven't talked to you in 10 years. I'm okay. How you doing? But work through the conversation. And then the other thing, Peter, with you, since you're because I was just having a conversation with one of the agents here at the office. She's a dual career. She's a nurse. And then she's like, I don't know what to get business from. And I'm like, okay, you work at a hospital, right? Kaiser, yes. Why don't you start having conversation with all these other nurses and doctors? Hey guys, the year's almost over. Wow, we made so much money this year. And I know some of us haven't worked into tax shelters. So who's ready to invest some of this money so you don't have to give it to Uncle Sam? And then start talking to them about buying their first property. They already own a first property. We're talking to them about buying a rental property. You know how much shelter you can get from a rental property when you do cost segregation? It's unbelievable. A client of mine did it. He had $180,000 IRS bill due because he makes really good amount of money. But then he did a cost segregation on two other properties that I sold him. He ended up getting only zero and then getting $60,000 credit back. So cost segregation, if you guys don't know about it, look it up, take a class on it. it's a great conversation started, but this is a great. So I gave her that information, and she's already working with two nurses getting approved for a rental property because no one talked to them about, hey, before the year ends, buy something and next year you can write it off on your property taxes. You're gonna give Uncle Sam $20,000, $30,000, or you'd rather put that money into a property.
I hope, Peter, I hope you're taking down notes. You're
Oh
getting some
yeah,
nuggets.
thank you, thank you.
And first and foremost, thank you for being here, Peter. I do see another person. I see. What's up, Gabe?
Hey,
There's
good
two
morning.
Gabes. I see Gabriel Munoz and other Gabe. I see Vanda. Vanda, you here?
Yes, I'm here.
Vanda, how are you? Thank you for being here. How can we service you today?
Thank you. I was just listening in. I heard about your call from Jesse Morfin.
Oh,
I'm
nice.
I'm on his team. So
Awesome. Thank you for being here. Anything you're who are you contacting right now, Vanda? I'm assuming you're in real estate, right?
I'm a realtor and a lender. So I'm trying to
Oh,
focus more on lending now versus real estate. I've been doing real estate for 7 years and lending for 3.
nice. What do you like? What would you say you like the most, lending or real estate?
I like them both, but because of my age now, I don't want to do a lot of running around outside the house. So I'm trying to do more lending so I can stay behind the computer.
But
So
wouldn't that also make you feel a little alive running around?
sometimes, but sometimes it can get kind of tiring too.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. But the beautiful thing about being a lender is you guys can cross over to anywhere, right? When you're an agent, you have to only work on a one franchise. You can't be working for different franchises. But as a lender, you guys can go in different offices and get business from everyone.
Yeah.
I always tell my friend Jesse, I don't know if he's still here. There's another Jesse here. I always tell Jesse, find yourself 5 good top agents. And if those 5 agents give you one deal a month, you're already doing good. You don't need to go and chase 20 agents that are not good trying to get a deal from them. Because then, like you say, he's running around like a chicken without a head trying to get a deal when he just should focus on the 5 top agents. That's always my advice to a lender. But thank you for being here. I do see Gabriel Munoz. Gabe, what's going on, Gabe? See if he finds the mute button.
Hey, what's going on, big dog?
What's going on today? What are you working on?
Today I'm going to be focused mostly on expireds, but I feel like I'm pretty prepared for objections. I ran into a couple yesterday that I did a lot of research on and really just diving into a lot of YouTube videos. I've been finding a lot of success from YouTube videos, just giving me just different insights and different objections that just prepare me.
Got it. And what's the objection that you think is causing you the most headaches?
I think the one that gives me the most headaches is that they already have an agent. I've talked to like 3 different people yesterday that been saying that, but in the end of the day, they didn't already have an agent, or they said that they're going to that same agent. They're just super frustrated that they're getting so many calls. They've been using it just to get people off the phone.
Got it. So if somebody tells you right now and you made that call, oh, I already got an agent. What do you do next?
That only makes sense, sir, that you do have another agent. Now, the reason why I'm calling is just to make sure I offer a second opinion for you. Would you be open to a second opinion to make sure that your home gets sold next time?
No, I'm taken care of, sir.
I'm sorry?
No, I'm already taken care of. Thank you for calling.
Yeah, that's no worries. Would you be opposed for me to send my e-business card just in case in the future?
Oh yeah. Send me an email.
Perfect. What's a good email for you?
Gabriel'sTheBest@gmail.com.
Awesome. I appreciate that. Let me go ahead and send that information over to you, and I hope I can go and earn your business in the future, sir.
All right. So why would you want to get off the phone with me already?
Well, I also don't want to step on their toes either, because if you generally do have an agent, then I'm not going to also push towards that either, you know?
Tell me more about that. Whose toes are you stepping on?
Another agent's.
Yeah, but if that agent's not doing their job, how are you stepping on their toes? Isn't your job to service people that need your help? That guy's
Very
in pain.
true. Very, very true.
He's in pain right now. He needs you. You're the doctor for him. The doctor he's looking at is not giving him the right medicine for the, I don't know, symptoms he has.
Right.
What happens if I do? You know what, Gabe? I like a second opinion. What are you going to do different than Benjamin?
Well, that's also super important that you asked too. I would like to go ahead and set up not only just a strategic way, but also an actual report in front of you where you could actually see paperwork on what we could do better for you rather than your previous experience.
You know what, Gabriel? You sound like every other agent calling me this morning. You sound like Gabriel. You sound like Peter. You sound like Arlen. Are you guys all reading the same scripts?
No. I see that's the value why that kind of brings us back to why the value is that we meet is just so I could go and put this information and show you the type of value that we can bring to you. Now, this wouldn't be very long. This would be about 10 to 15 minutes of your time. Did you have availability this week?
No, Gabe, I do want to sell, but once again, I've been getting these calls and you guys all sound the same. Everybody wants 10 minutes. So you're telling me in 10 minutes, you're going to be able to tell me how you're going to get my home sold this time around?
Yeah. All right, you got me on that
one. and that happens, right, Arden? I know Arden.
Yeah. And you just gotta have fun with it, man. I'll go with that. If that's all I have, I will make it happen.
Right, and Gabe, the other Gabe, I'm just gonna call Gabe Zoom user. Gabe, I know you get a lot of this. How do you handle those? When somebody tells you, I'm already working with an agent, you sound like everybody else, et cetera, et cetera.
Sounds good. When can we be in touch? And then I just pass it on to the broker. It rolls right over me. It doesn't even faze me. I get that all the time. I had one yesterday from Mar Vista for a cold text station out there. They were already working with someone out of Douglas Elliman. And I said, okay, cool. When can we talk? And then they just said anytime. And I passed it along to the broker at Carrollwood. And, it's nothing. You just brush it off your shoulder.
Yeah, Gabe. So it's good that you're making your calls and keep doing it. It sounds like you're getting better, Gabriel Munoz. You're getting better. Just stick with it. Remember, this is a numbers game, right? For every 100 calls that you make, you're probably going to get 2 of them, 2 good ones. The other ones are going to tell you to F off or F you, which means follow up. The other ones are going to tell you no, which means next opportunity. And the other ones are going to say, hey, let's get together and talk, see how you can help me out. But keep making your calls. And sometimes you got to also pattern disrupt. If somebody says, no, I already got an agent. Hey, I'm not trying to sell you anything. You gotta throw something at them back, throw it back at them. Right? Because there's a lot of people that say, I'm not interested. I knew that before I made this call. Hey, I'm already working with the realtor. Got it. I'm not trying to sell you anything. Did I catch you at a bad time? Do you have 30 seconds? You just have to know how to throw things right back at them because they're going to try to do whatever it takes to get off the phone with you, Gabe. But keep making your calls. Real quick, guys, it's 9:53. I try to respect everybody's time. We do end this call. It's a 1-hour call. Before we keep on talking, does anybody else have anything they want to share or why they're not making the call or they're scared to make the call or don't know how to make the call? Anybody in this call? Anybody? You could unmute yourself at any time.
Hi, Alfred. How you doing?
Good, Freddie. What's going on?
I have a question and an objections that's going on. Are you able to help me?
Yeah, we're here to help you. What's going on?
Okay, so I have a listing in Orange County, which is out of my league, but I happen to have this listing, and the interest on this listing activity is pretty high. But I feel, and I was told that because I'm not part of that Orange County Real Estate Association, it's going to be hard for me to really have people coming in there and with their broker agents and bringing clients there. So what do you advise me to do as far as me marketing, having a marketing campaign in Orange County, right in South Laguna Beach?
Well, here's the thing. Who told you that?
Some of the agents that come out and they offer me to co-list with them, and it's been like maybe 6 of them that have come out. They really love the place, but they just don't know who I am. I'm not, and the three out of six told me that, it's going to be hard for you, to really, and your contract is going to expire. And then what we're going to do, we're going to call your seller and tell them how bad of an agent you were. They're dripping that idea on me. So I just listen, but I'm still going to make it happen. But I need
Oh,
advice.
wow. All right, I'll tell you what. I'll let Arlen answer you that question, then I got one for you. Arlen, how would you answer that question, Arlen, when somebody says they're literally just kind of saying in a nice way you're not from the area. You're
Correct.
Latino. You don't have
Yeah.
blue eyes and blonde hair.
So, honestly, though, I would be as blunt as they are being with me, and I'll say, boy, then that's great because you're basically telling me that I can double end this list.
I like that.
Yeah, just go all in, dude. I'll be like, great, that's perfect. So that's the list that I'm going to double in. I'm gonna do open houses every weekend. I'm gonna get this property sold, and I'm gonna show the local agents that an outside agent just came into the neighborhood, sold the property, and double ended.
That's my intention. There's uphill battle is that there's no permission for open houses. This is like a private front water condo complex. So
Okay.
that's one of the challenges I'm having.
Have
No,
have
no,
have,
there's no
have
open
you
house.
done any marketing with the neighbors? Because on stuff like that, the neighbors already has a couple of people lined up that would like to live in the neighborhood.
Yes, thanks to Alfred, my postcards are getting printed. 1,000 of them, thanks to Alfred and their title rep. They
Hmm.
got me the list of the community surroundings. So I
Hmm.
am doing that. And thanks to Alfred, I done this MLS reverse prospecting. That's the only way I've been getting traffic there lately with agents coming in and their clients.
How is
So,
it priced?
our neighbor just closed at 4.8 a month and a half ago, two doors down. So
Hmm.
I waited for him to close. So I came at listing asking at 3.750 because of that
Okay.
comp. It's like a unique spot. So that's the comp that. And agents that have been there, they say, yep, they love it. I mean, it's turnkey. It's a great place.
Yeah, that sounds to be like a luxury listing. And agents within that market will tell you that because they don't want no one else stepping into their thing. But you got to show them, and we got to root it. We got to make it happen. You got to talk to the association on how it is that you can go about posting the open houses because they would allow you. You just have a lot of restrictions like on the signs because I saw homes like that before, and I saw homes where like people have to like pre-check themselves, show ID, why you here. I mean, they go through like this whole questionnaire, dude. Like it takes them minutes to actually get inside past those gates, but you're able to.
Yeah, they
You're
asked me to
able
get
to.
they asked me to get I don't know if you know, but I had to get a 1 year business license to practice there. So
Hmm.
that was one of the requirements from the city. One of the agents said you can do like sunset nights or broker showings on,
Hmm.
so I'm gonna start getting creative. The
Yeah.
thing
Yeah.
is, I appreciate your advice.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. Do this now. The other thing too that I've done in this type of homes because there's someone in the Hollywood Hills, same situation. The HOA was no sign, no this, no that. I did what's called neighbors only open house, and I
Okay.
and I basically went myself and basically on the white envelopes just open house invitations, and then I had some nice hors d'oeuvres, I had drinks, I had a nice layout. And sure enough, one of the neighbors ended up buying the property. So I double ended the property.
Yeah, I
Those
got a
people
call
have those
from,
people have money, dude.
yeah, this guy's, yeah, you're right. And that's the thing. My client happens to be in the car club member of mine. So
Yeah,
they trust on me going back on the cars and everything.
yeah.
So I don't worry on that side. I'm just I was getting a little bit uncomfortable.
Hmm.
But thanks to Alfred and listening in to
Yeah.
you guys,
Yeah.
it's just motivating me to keep on going. Uh,
Oh no, but that's
thank you.
that's good, dude. What you're going through. It's growing pains, right? There's growth being on this, and you're gonna be a way better agent on the other side when the property gets sold. I can guarantee you that.
Yeah, no, yeah, I was sharing to offer that even the Alton brothers, they opened a real quick an office in Newport, and they had that pushback too. So what they did, they opened a better, nicer office and hired, blonde, blue eye, front desk. So they didn't care. So I'm gonna take their approach to like, okay, we're here, and you guys like it or not, we're gonna continue being here.
Yeah. And sorry, Orange County, but you're not getting rid of me. I'm gonna sell this house and get a
That's
couple of
right.
other ones listed. I'm gonna
Hey,
I'm
That's
gonna show
right.
you what's up.
That's right.
here's
Thank
the
you for that.
here, here's the funny thing, bro. Start calling yourself El Naranjero from Orange County. You sell oranges, baby. And real quick,
Mr. Naranjas.
Mr. Naranjas, Mr. Sunny D.
That's right.
So
There's so many ways to have fun with this, dude, that you can actually have fun, enjoy it, get it sold, and get paid, dude, and all with a smile.
That's right.
so here's my takeaway, Freddie, before we end
Yes,
this
sir.
call. So you guys know, most of you guys know I'm a big UFC fan. And what happened over the weekend is Alex Pereira had a fight with this guy that he really beat up.
Oh,
Well, anyways, it was UFC 307, and in UFC 300 he fought this opponent, and that opponent was in that arena this past week. And that opponent, the cameras went in on him when he knocked out this other guy, and he was acting like the fight was boring, like he was yawning. So after the fight, they asked Alex Pereira, "Did you know that so and so was yawning, acting like your fight was boring?" What do you think about that? A commentator asking that. He's like, "Who?" "Oh, so and so was did the sign like he was yawning that your fight was boring." He's like, "Oh, he's probably still waking up from UFC 300 because he knocked him out." He made a joke out of it, and it went viral. Think about it like that. You knock out somebody 2 months ago, that person shows up to your new fight. You knocked out that guy. That guy's saying that your fights are boring. Somebody in the news asks you, "Hey, so and so is saying that your fights are boring," and you come up with that comeback. "Oh yeah, he's still probably waking up from UFC 300 because he was knocked out." There was some type of humor in that. And it's crazy, right? Just like you, Freddie, you got all these agents calling you, telling you, "Oh, hey, you know what? You're better off co-listing with me. You're not gonna get this home sold, buddy. You're not from the area. You're short. You got brown eyes. You know your number starts with a 323. All these things that they're throwing at you, and it's really messing with you, right? It's messing with your ego. It's messing with you trying to move forward on selling this house. You're creating all these objections. And like Arlen said, have fun with it. Make humor out of it, and just keep showing up, bro. You're gonna get this condo sold. Remember, anything in the million. Sometimes things in the millions take a little longer to sell. Not everybody has $1 million to go buy a house. I got 2 listings right now, actually, in Chino Hills and Santa Clarita. They're over $1 million. I'm not stressing it. If they sell, they sell, and if they don't sell, they don't sell. But hey, I'm doing the best I can to get them sold, and that's going to happen sometimes. We're going to get those listings that don't move that fast, right? When you're selling San Bernardino, they sell like hot tamales. But when you're selling certain areas that are in the millions, they're going to take a little longer to sell. Just continue to market it, continue to update the sellers with the market report, telling them what's going on in the area, let them know what's going on with the rates, and you just continue to market that property, do your postcards, or like Carlin said, maybe you want to do a invite only for the neighbors. Just
Yeah.
spend a little money to make money, right? Do a little catering party. I don't know how many neighbors are in that complex. Invite them all for some d'oeuvres or some wine after a sunset or something. The condo's in a beautiful place.
Yes. Thank you,
Cool.
guys. I agree. I appreciate your value, your words, and I'm gonna kick the door open in Orange County for sure.
Freddie, also, it's not to offend anybody, but you gotta remember you have a big quality. You're also bilingual. A lot of agents
Right.
out there do not speak Spanish. And I tell you this because I'm moving to Orange County soon. So as Latinos, we got this shit. We're the hardest workers in the planet. You got this.
Amen.
There you
Amen.
go.
There you go. That's right.
Real quick, guys, before we end this call, if you guys look at your chat, we have a big call tomorrow at 1 p.m. with Trishan Amara. He's going to be talking about AI and how to use the videos to your advantage. I just put the link in the chat room. I'll give you guys 1 minute to sign up. If not, let me know. Reach out to me. It's going to be a pretty good call with this guy. This guy's been a part of Keller Williams for a long time. Now he was EXP, and now he also opened up his own brokerage. And he's also the CEO for Success Magazine that belongs to Tony Robbins. So this guy is a book of knowledge. We're going to have him tomorrow for 1 hour at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's free to join. It's going to be on Zoom. We have over 60 people already registered for this call. So if you want to be a part of the call and ask questions, hit me up. Click on the link below, right there in the chat room. Other than that, I want to thank all of you guys who are consistent for showing up to this call. Arlen, Perla, Alex, Maria, Rebecca, Peter, Gabriel, Miguel, Vanda, Georgina, Yuri, Alex Castillo, everyone in this call, Mr. Ben, Mr. IE, everyone in this call. Thank you guys. We'll see you guys on the next call. Make it a great day. Remember, nothing
Have
else
a good
pays.
day, everybody.
Hell yeah.
Peace out, everybody.
Everyone have a blast.
Bye-bye, guys.